You are Locked On Rockets Postcast, part of Locked On Sports Houston on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
After a disappointing end to the NBA Cup, the Rockets needed to bounce back tonight at the Toyota Center, and that's exactly what they did as they came out and took the garbage out in the New Orleans Pelicans, absolutely destroying the Pelicans tonight as they put up an offensive show all night long at the Toyota Center. Hello and welcome tonight to the Locked On Rockets Postcast. After the win over the New Orleans Pelicans, I am your host, Michael Connor. Appreciate you guys for stopping by. As always, as you can hear, I am still battling through getting my voice back. I will apologize in advance. I will probably have to take a stop at points to cough. I will not do it into the microphone. I will also not sit here and make you have to listen to me forever. We will do a shorter show tonight as I'm still getting closer to I feel fine now, but I have this bad voice, and it's not as bad as Sunday. If you listen to the Sunday's Texans show, I couldn't do the show, basically. I said a sentence at a time, and then Wade Smith talked. We're very appreciative to him. But tonight's show of this Locked On Rockets Postcast is brought to you by FanDuel. You can start your season with a big return on FanDuel. New customers can place a $5 bet, and you'll get started with $150 in bonus bets if you win your first $5 bet. Visit FanDuel.com to get started. So tonight for the Rockets, the pace was fantastic. We're going to talk about that a little bit here in just a bit. But overall, I think the thing that stands out for me tonight is that this basketball team, came out and they needed a bounce back game. Offensively, they're coming off of a game where they didn't look good at all in that NBA Cup game. Tonight, they didn't look anything like that. Excuse me. But what you had to have was a night where you come out and you take care of your business against a team that you should beat, right? Against a team that is so severely banged up, against a team that's won 5 games this season. And this is a night that gives me another reminder that this Rockets team is legit. And they are legit because when you are a legit team, you take care of opponents like this, right? You handle them with ease. You make the game never be a competition. And really, that's what this game was the entire night. From the jump, the Rockets had control of this basketball game. New Orleans didn't stand a chance. And that is the mark of a good team. And what we have seen this season is a team that has lived up to the billing that they've now built for themselves. They've been an elite defensive team this season. They're not the most elite offensive team in the league. We all know that. They have their deficiencies. They're not a great shooting team. If they could shoot the ball, just slightly better than league average, could you imagine how good this team would be? Honestly. Then you have nights like tonight. When you come out and you shoot the ball like you did tonight, what is a team? 43% from three, 57% from the field, 84 from the line. Guess what's going to happen? You're going to put up 130-plus points quite often when you do that. That's what they did tonight. Again, against a team that you knew that this should happen. And that is what excites me the most about this season, is that there has been so many occasions where, you look at the schedule, they're playing teams that they should beat. And for a team that's, not had a winning record in years, team that's not been a playoff team in a long time, that doesn't have any kind of track record really for the majority of them. That's only in year 2 of their head coach. So you could basically go throughout their entire schedule this season, and you can look at the losses, and there's probably not, I guess maybe there's one loss that you look at against a team that you don't feel good about losing to, and that was Portland. That was a back-to-back at home. So maybe you give them a little, or Charlotte as well. That was game 1 of the season. I can't do any judging off the season based off game 1. But tonight, they played with purpose. You knew they would. The way this team is coached, the man that coaches them, he's not going to let them come out and slack off. And, you know, they definitely didn't slack off tonight. Across the board, so many guys stepping up, so many guys doing it big. The entire starting lineup really played one heck of a game tonight. They really were the driving force of this. We'll talk about some of their performances. We'll talk about Jaylen Green, his performance tonight, because he was fantastic as well. A lot of love to be given out on a Thursday night as the Rockets take care of the New Orleans Pelicans tonight. We'll continue here in a moment on the Locked On Rockets Postcast. Right now, though, I need to tell you about BILT. Today's episode is sponsored by BILT Rewards. If you're a renter, listen up. This is a total game changer. Thanks to BILT, you can now earn points on rent payments just like you do with groceries on or travel. Paying rent now comes with serious perks, and it's completely free to join. Earn valuable BILT points on your rent and everyday spending at no extra cost. Redeem points towards flights, hotel stays, even future rent payments with over 500 airlines and over 700,000 hotels in their program. The possibilities are endless. Access unique experiences that are exclusive to BILT members. Start earning points on your rent you're already paying by joining joinbilt.com/lockedon. That's joinbilt.com/lockedon. Make sure you use our link so they know that we sent you. Don't wait. Start earning rewards today. More message before we get back to our Rockets discussion tonight. Let's talk about Game Time app. You've downloaded the Game Time app. You need to right now. It's the best way to get into your event, best way to get into your game right now with that Game Time app. You download it, and inside of that app, you're going to get so many great features. They've got Game Time picks where they give you a curation of ways to make it easier to save on sports, concerts, comedy, theater, even more. You got the all-in pricing, which is a great feature as well. Toggle this feature in the app, shows you all the prices, everything that you're paying up front before you get to checkout. So there's no surprise fees and surprise, oh my goodness, this is $80 more. No, not how it works with the Game Time app. And of course, they have the seat views in the app as well. Get a panoramic view of your seat on the app before you buy. You need to be doing that. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? It is game time. Good evening. Welcome to the Rockets, the Locked On Rockets Postcast after a win tonight against the New Orleans Pelicans. If you're just joining us or you're watching this later on, and for some reason you're in the middle of the show, you're listening to this on the audio version, you're saying, what's wrong with that guy's voice? I was down sick pretty bad last week. The voice is still slow to come back. It was bad over the weekend. We didn't do 2 straight Rockets games. We didn't do the 2 NBA Cup games because I couldn't speak. Sucked. I hated not doing that. I hated not celebrating the win against the Warriors with you guys. Then I hated missing the loss as well. Even though it was a loss, I hated missing it. But hopefully we'll be, it's today Thursday. Maybe I'll be completely back to it on Saturday for the Texans and the Chiefs on this channel. This cough's hold on. All right, we're going old school on the laptop. It's not my night. This happened again. I don't know. It is what it is. We're talking about Jaylen Green tonight. Jaylen Green was fantastic for this Rockets team. Absolutely fantastic. 32 points on the night for Jaylen. You just have to love that for him. His third quarter was tremendous. You go and look at the numbers that he put up in that third quarter. They were just downright silly overall. Jaylen in that third quarter, 22 points, 8 of 11 from the field, 2 of 4 from 3. The guy could not miss. He was unconscious, absolutely unconscious. He's always a hot button topic when it comes to the Rockets and what their future is and where they're going. And I'm not worried about the big picture stuff right now. I'm worried about this team this year. And what I've seen this year has been continued growth from Jaylen Green. And I've said this before. Is he ever going to be a knockdown shooter? No, of course not. It's not going to be who he is. He averaged you about 20 a night. You're going to shoot what, about 40, 41% from the field? Shoot 31, 32, 33 from 3. But he's going to have nights where he goes berserk. He's going to have nights where he wows you left and right. The athleticism is always going to be there. He's always going to be a threat in the open court. Did miss a dunk tonight. That'll end up on SportsCenter's not top 10 plays. I don't know if anybody's watching SportsCenter anymore. But I feel like I've seen a more mature player though overall. I think he makes smarter decisions. He's not as ball dominant as he used to be. He's taking opportunities, catch and shoot. I do hope that things improve in the shooting game for him. I think that would be tremendous for him, be tremendous for the Rockets. I've talked about that before in the past. His contract is very tradable. This offseason, if they wanted to make a move for somebody that's got a high salary somewhere, He'd be a guy that easily matches up. It's not a long-term deal. Very easy to move that contract. It's been pointed out by many NBA writers that was part of the intention of the signing of it for the Rockets is to leave that flexibility. Excuse me. But I think what he's shown this season is that, maybe he is growing with this team. And it's part of the, hey, you're going to keep this core guys together. You're going to see this thing through with these guys a little bit. You don't want to go and break that thing up. Because look what they're doing. He's part of that story. This team's 18-9, people. You're talking about an 18-9 basketball team. We haven't had this in a good while in the city of Houston. We haven't had a team that's fun to watch. That's the other thing. They're fun to watch. He's part of the story of why they're fun. They're so athletic. And sure, you could go to look who he's doing it against tonight. He's playing the New Orleans Pelicans. He's got 5 wins on the season. Okay. I'll give you that one. That's fine. But here's the thing, when we make those arguments, it still has to go out there and be done. Did he do it tonight? Sure did. He sure did. He went out there and he put it up. And it wasn't just him. I don't want to, only shine the light on him tonight. He was tremendous. Absolutely tremendous for the Rockets. But, you also need to highlight excuse me. I forgot to hit the mute button. You also have to highlight the rest of that starting lineup tonight. Dylan Brooks was amazing. 26 for him. He could not miss threes for a while. 15 for Jabari. 23 for Alpy. Almost had the double-double. Nearly had a triple-double. 23, 9, and 7. Then Fred had 13. Holiday off the bench leading you with 10. You didn't need the bench to really do anything tonight because your starters are that good. And Jaylen was at the front of that story tonight. And I think that any time that he goes out there giving how hot button it can be to talk about him, and I know the internet and how the internet works. There's a lot of people on the internet that are just can't see anything but Jaylen Green is God. And there's others that can't see anything but Jaylen Green is bad. And there's always the in-between. And I try to always bring you, in my opinion, the in-between on everything. We'll see how the season continues for him. I feel confident now it's going to continue for this team, that they're going to continue to win at a high clip. And it's going to be a top seed in the Western Conference, which is still just absolutely mind-blowing to me when I think about it. And I thought that'd be an improved team this year. It'd be a playoff team. I didn't think that we'd be this far into the season. We'd be talking about a team at 18-9 that is still just 3.5 games out of the 1 seed in the Western Conference. It's wild. It's a good wild. Love a good wild. Let's talk about the next game coming up for the Rockets. That would be Sunday against the Raptors. We'll do that next here on the Locked On Rockets Postcast. Say about FanDuel right now. FanDuel, which they brought you tonight's episode. Get ready to take in the NFL action. It's FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. Right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if you win. FanDuel Sportsbook app gives you everything you need to place live bets on the NFL all in one place. So when you get a hunch in the middle of the game, you can check the latest stats, do live play-by-play, and so much more on the same page where you place your bets. Just visit FanDuel.com to join today. You get started with $150 in bonus bets if you win your first $5 bet. That's FanDuel.com. Never waste a hunch. Make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. and I'm talking and I forgot to turn my microphone back on. That's great. I'm talking about Sunday's game against the Raptors. You're playing in Toronto against the Raptors, and it's a game against a team that is 7-21. Sorry about that. I was coughing and trying to keep you guys from hearing that. 7-21. You should absolutely win that basketball game. And you're playing this road trip, 2 games that you should absolutely win. Charlotte or Toronto, then followed by Charlotte. And you want revenge against Charlotte for them beating you in the first game of the season. So, like tonight, it is a attention to detail. Play your game. Hold it from the start. I mean, make a statement early like they did tonight and run right through this thing. And you will coast to an easy victory against that Toronto team. I don't think that there's any other way but that in this basketball game. We'll see exactly what happens. Of course, after that game wraps up Sunday night, it is a 5 o'clock tip. So that game will be done, 7:30-ish. Be on between 7:30 and 8 doing this show. And they play again Monday in Charlotte with a 6 o'clock tip before they come back home. Before they go to New Orleans, play this Pelicans team again. I miss that. That's 3 wins on this road trip that you should absolutely have. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you this, they'll probably get them. Never say never, though. You just never know in the NBA. Appreciate you guys for sticking with me tonight. I know the voice isn't the easiest to listen to right now. We're getting there. I feel good, but the voice is slowly making its way back. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Thursday night. We will talk again Saturday after Texans and Chiefs on the Locked On Sports Houston.